I had a friend do that. We were walking through a mall. I went to the mall with her, right? She was like, come with me to the suburbs. Let's hang out. We're walking through a normal ass mall. We walk from like one department store through some of the main hallways to like the center of the mall. And she's like, let's sit down. That's a lot of walking. She's like, there's a little cafe here. Let's get something to drink and just sit for a while. And I was like, well, get the drink and keep walking. We could see so many things. Don't you want to window shop? And she was like, I need to rest.
Wait, this just
like, right.
made me look this up.
Yeah.
NYC is set up so that it's about 20 blocks per mile, 265 feet per.
Yeah.
I'm so ragging on some friends who told me they have to walk 16 blocks to work if they miss their bus. Yep. Thank you for this.
It's very evenly set up. So there are long blocks and short blocks. Okay, so a New York City block in Manhattan is almost always the same length and width. Okay, so short block, it's different here. Let me find a little schmap. They're almost all the same size, but they're longer than they are tall on the map. So because it's so even, when you say, oh, you're doing one block between an avenue, people know exactly what length that is and how long that walk is, because it's all like this. So Manhattan's not perfectly like north to south aligned, right? It's a little crooked, a little tilted. But you see how, like, look, it's a long rectangle. So when you're walking east to west between the avenues, right? The avenues run north to south, and there's just a few of them going across. When someone says, I have to walk from 8th Avenue to 10th Avenue, they're doing 2 long blocks. You know in your head exactly what that looks like, because it all looks like this. They're like, oh, I have to walk from 100th Street to 110th Street. It's 10 short blocks, right? North to south. You know exactly how long that is because it's almost all the same. And there will be, especially when you get to certain parts of like the southern tip of Manhattan, right? You get to some of the different little setups and things, and you know, it's not all like perfectly grid-like like this. But for a lot of Manhattan it is. So, you know, that's why when someone gets lost and they're like, I need to go to this corner. They're like, I need to go to, it says it's on 7th Avenue and, you know, 50th Street. And I'm like, okay, so look at the corner. Where are you? And they're like, I'm on 6th Avenue and 20th. And I'm like, right. So walk that number north and that number west. Like, it's just, like, it's all numbered, you know? The only time there are street names, like names, is Broadway, which is just cutting diagonally through the city, and then the southern tip of Manhattan has some named streets instead. But like everything else is a grid. So when a tourist is walking around, I'll pull out the map and I'll be like, look, it's numbered in both directions. It's real easy. They still get lost. They still get so lost. I understand, like, if you don't know that yet and you're learning that, then yeah. But once you know that, I don't know. I feel like there's no excuse. Manhattan's really easy to get around, to be honest. How do I get from 45th to 50th? I have people ask that. It'd be different if they were asking me which way's north. I need to go to 50th, but I don't know which way. Like, I don't know what direction I'm looking. Then I'm like, oh yeah, that direction you point, that's north. Like, that's a super valid question, because sometimes when you get out of the subway station, you look around, you just have no clue what cardinal direction you're facing. That's valid. But that's it. That's it. When they're like, how do I walk 5 blocks? I'm like, well, you turn that direction, you walk 5 blocks.